This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Trevor's tested waters help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Trevor's tested waters help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're doing today for Wednesday. If you listen to every word that came out of my mouth yesterday, well, you finished with more money than what you started with. And if you didn't, that means there's some disconnect, and you need to ask more questions in the Discord to see what you're doing differently or what you're doing wrong for that matter. I want to stress that Discord part again. We have the most welcoming, helpful Discord for sports bettors on planet Earth. I've designed it and grown it that way. There's no trolls. Even if you ask a simple question of what is sports betting, no one's going to make fun of you. It's a guarantee. If they make fun of you, they're out. That's the deal. So no matter how dumb you think your question is, there are no dumb questions in the PlayerProps.ai Discord. So get in it, connect your accounts to open up the free channels, and then you can ask questions to the 17,000 other members that are there to help you out, or you can just shoot me a DM in Discord if you don't want to do that. Either way, that is what people do to get their questions answered. Now, yesterday, as I just mentioned, we the play of the day, we went through a bunch of different things. I mean, we went through MLB props. We looked at NBA game last night. We looked at WNBA. There was nothing that we fell in love with. So then we're like, well, if you've been paying attention to anything on our social media channels or the emails I've been sending you the past few days or anything in Discord, since we added the very brand new MLB spread predictor, the tool essentially was live before April 22nd, but we completely remodeled the, I guess you could say the AI for the MLB spread predictor on April 22nd. So it's been about a month and a week, about 5 weeks here. It has been printing money for everyone who has been using it. I had some stuff that I posted yesterday where Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if you just blindly tailed all of the projections that were on the plus 1.5 side, you went 25-5. And just for simple math, I said if you did $100 on every plus 1.5 through the entire weekend, not just of all the games, but specifically the games the AI projected that side of the spread was going to hit, you would have turned your $100 bets on what is 20. If it went 25-5, so you essentially you're it's $3,000 total in betting for a net profit of just under $1,200. So I just use 100 because it's an easy way to do math to explain what the profit could be. But yeah, if you just bet $100 on every single plus 1.5 the AI projected for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, the net profit $1,200, which is the graphic that, I mean, we can throw this up on screen as well, that I've been, blasting all over the place and emailing you guys. Like, this stuff is working. We're going to go ahead after this show's done recording. We're going to do the update for yesterday's game. I don't think yesterday went perfect, but I know that the top play, which was Phillies plus 1.5, hit for you guys, just to kind of show you this stuff works. But, of course, you have to be in a legal betting state to use it. So if you're only in a prop state, it didn't really help you out too much. But if you were in a betting state, you should have definitely cashed on that. There's a lot of sports happening today, but there's only one game in everything that's not MLB. There is one WNBA game. There is one NHL game. There is one NBA game where the playoffs of the NBA and NHL, they're both, I think, 3-1 series. So if Oklahoma City wins tonight, they go to the finals. If Florida Panthers win tonight, they go to the finals. We're not going to necessarily specifically look for those, but they're on the table that if we don't find anything for MLB that we like, then we can go that direction. But I think we have a pretty good handful. Wednesdays are typically good slates. Yeah, you see all the games we have here. Wednesdays are typically nice slates. So we're going to see if we can find something here for MLB. Starting with strikeouts as we normally do. Now, if you didn't see yesterday's show and you haven't been paying attention, which, first off, shame on you, we've added a new feature, which you see here, this Bet Now button. So on every single player prop on the predictor, you can now tap on the Bet Now button, and it'll pull up. Right now, we've only built in FanDuel and DraftKings, so that's the only ones that are built in as of now. We're working on building in the other books, so don't freak out. But it'll tell you real quick. It'll show the comparison. Okay, if you're going to be doing this bet, if you want to do it on FanDuel, click here. If you do this on your phone, it'll automatically pull up your FanDuel app. If you do this on your phone, it'll automatically pull up your DraftKings app. Now, this also is comparison too. So when you're like, oh, I'm going to bet this on DraftKings, but then you go, wait a second, I actually get paid more money if this over hits on FanDuel because it's minus 134 and DraftKings is minus 150. Then this will remind you, hey, the way you win in sports betting is by doing everything in your power to win the most money and to lose the least amount of money. So in no world would you ever bet this on DraftKings, because unless you're there's like 2 states, I think, that only have DraftKings. I think like Maine's one of them. But more often than not, if you have DraftKings, you also have access to FanDuel. And there's no excuse of, I prefer DraftKings. Well, I prefer winning money, so we're essentially going with FanDuel here. So again, that's another one of the million things that I teach you guys in the Discord. Shopping for lines, shopping for odds. You have to do everything in your power to beat the trillion-dollar sports books, and that's why PlayerProps.ai exists, to teach you how to do it and to give you all the tools to do it. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what we have on the trifecta side. For strikeouts, we move the line to 3, move the difference to 17. We click apply. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 here. Let's do a quick scan to see which ones are actually trifectas. Zach, 6.5, 7.92. That's a 1.42 difference. Sportsbook favoring the over. Check. Trifecta. Hunter Green. Sportsbook favor the over. Line 5.5. Projection 6.7. That's a 1.2 difference. Check. That's a trifecta. Peralta. No. Projection 6.5. Line 6.5. Projection 5.3. That is a 1.2 difference on the under, but you see the sportsbooks are favoring the under, they're favoring the over, so that's not a trifecta. Clark Schmidt, looks like all the other projections are under. So we have two over trifectas. Matt Boyd, 7.5. So this seems to be a trifecta, yeah. So it's a 2.0 difference. Sportsbooks favor the under. Matt Boyd under is a trifecta. Drew Rasmussen, yes, barely. Exactly a 1.0 difference. Sportsbooks favor the under. It looks like Clark Schmidt is a trifecta. Sportsbooks favor the under. 6.5, 5.3. What were we just looking at, though? Oh, Freddie Peralta was the one that wasn't a trifecta. Okay, so we have Boyd, Rasmussen, Schmidt. We have 3 under trifectas, and we have 2 over trifectas. So we have 5 total that we can play around with here. Now, let's roll out based on the data here, the green, red, and yellow data. Wheeler versus Atlanta. Atlanta is the 10th most strikeoutiest team this season, 4th most in the last 3. So they are striking out more than average, even though their average is pretty high already. So Zach's on the table. Hunter Green versus Kansas City. Kansas City is dead last on the season and in the last 3 games. We are not touching that with a 10-foot pole. And I believe over strikeouts on Kansas City may actually be on the ban list. I'm going to actually check this here real quick. Referring to our Discord channel, free to view. Discord channel called the MLB ban list. Over K-Props versus Kansas City is on that ban list. They don't strike out. Doesn't mean that they are the best team in the world. They're just really good at not striking out. Hunter Green off the tables. Now we have 4 left. Clark Schmidt. Now we're looking at the unders. First under is Matt Boyd. If you go to the MLB ban list channel, which is free to view, and you should be in the free Discord to view that, we have another rule. We never go under strikeouts against Colorado. And what is this guy doing? He's versing Colorado, which are 2nd most this season in striking out, 5th most in the last 3. You're never going to go under on somebody. Like, even if we didn't have a rule that we don't go under strikeout props versus Colorado, this data is enough to tell you don't go under on this one. 7.5 is a very big line, and it's something that I would love to go under on, but it's a big line for a reason, because Colorado is that bad. Pass on that one. So we're now down to, what, 4? Technically 4 we haven't looked at right now. So now we have, next up, Drew Rasmussen versus Minnesota. Minnesota, over the course of the season, is just around the halfway point or halfway mark of the league in striking out. So they're kind of just mid. But over the last 3 games, they've struck out a lot more than average, which puts them in 10th most strikeouts. Drew Rasmussen, Tampa Bay. The 4.5 line is something I don't really like to go under on because 4.5 is the average line. I usually like 5s or 6 or 7s. It's interesting that the AI's accuracy on Drew Rasmussen is a whopping 72.7%, which is the highest I've seen on a pitcher probably this week or in the last couple weeks anyway. It's a pretty high accuracy through 11 games. But Minnesota's striking out a lot. And I believe we also have a rule. We don't have it on the ban list, but I've been saying that I don't like Tampa Bay pitchers in general because I hate the Tampa Bay manager. Drew Rasmussen let's just paint a picture of what this game's going to happen. So Drew Rasmussen's going to give up like 6 runs in the first 3 innings. You're like, yeah, this guy's going to get pulled. The manager will keep him out there until he gets 5 strikeouts, and then he'll pull him just because the manager is dumb. And I've seen that too many times this season. This manager keeps people in too long or takes them out too early, where I personally don't like Tampa Bay pitching props because of that. And I also don't like the fact that, like I said, Minnesota's 10th most. He's striking out lefties pretty well. He's got a 27.1% strikeout rate against lefties. And what does the Minnesota lineup look like? Yeah, see? Oh, no, it's not Minnesota. It's Tampa. They have 3 true lefties and 1 switch. I don't know. We don't need to force it. It's not the only thing available. So the only other under we can look at is Clark Schmidt, Yankees. Well, let's look at the data right here in green. The Angels have struck out the most times this season and the most times the last 3 games. True, it's a trifecta, 6.5. Sportsbooks favor the under, projection 5.3. He is versing the worst team in MLB. So we have Matt Boyd versing the second worst team in MLB, or this in terms of strikeouts, where they allow the most. This would be a nice over if everything else here looked over, but it's an under, so we're not going to touch it. And remember, when I say that, there are always, this is something I've been saying every episode for the last couple weeks, there's always 3 options with betting. Even though the sportsbooks only show you 2, there's always 3. You can do one direction, you can do the other direction, or you can fade it completely. If we're saying Matt Boyd against Colorado is not an underplay because of all this green stuff here versus Colorado, that doesn't mean, oh, it must be an overplay. No, nothing here says take it as an overplay. This AI says 5.5. The line is 7.5. The under is favored by the sports books, which means they're paying you less if the under hits. So, no. Just because I say we don't like the over or the under doesn't mean you do the opposite direction. So pass on Matt Boyd because there's a rule against going under on Colorado. Pass on Clark Schmidt because he's versing the worst team in baseball. We're not taking it under when you're versing the worst team in baseball. So we're also going to pass on Drew Rasmussen because I don't trust the Tampa Bay manager, and also Minnesota's been striking out a lot more over the last 3 games, regardless of the accuracy, which is pretty nice. And then for the 2 overs we had, we're not touching Hunter Green because he's versing the best team in baseball when it comes to not striking out, the least strikeoutiest team. So we're not going to go over on that. So ladies and gentlemen, by process of elimination in this short period of time, this is how your brain should be looking and reacting to the data that we have put together that is displayed for you. This is how you go through. And it's like, how do I know which ones to bet on? This is why we do the show Monday through Friday. We don't do the show to tell you, hey, this is what we're looking at today. This show exists to teach you that when you're not watching the show, or if I stop doing the show forever, you still know exactly how to use the app I created for you because you have 600 plus episodes now to go back and watch. How do I use MLB to find strikeout props? Well, let me go through the 500 episodes Travis created for me to figure out how to use MLB for strikeout props. If you aren't actually applying any of the education that we're giving to you on the show, you will never win in sports betting long term. It's impossible. The only way people are successful in sports betting, which is like the top 2% of people who actually bet on sports. So 98% of people aren't successful in sports betting, but the top 2, if you want to be in the elite, what they do is they put themselves in the best position to win a bet before the game ever starts. if you're not doing everything in your power to put yourself in the best position before the game ever starts, you will be part of the 98% of people who will not be successful in sports betting. You got to do the free stuff. There's people watching this video and you're hearing me right now, and you've probably watched a few shows and you haven't even done any of the free stuff, and you're still complaining of, oh, why do I keep losing in sports betting? Because you're not listening to the words coming out of my mouth. The free stuff. Here's a recap for you. Subscribe to the free YouTube channel. Join the free Discord community chat room. Download the free version of the PlayerProps.ai app and create a free account on the free version, and then connect your account on PlayerProps.ai to your Discord to open up all the free channels. Ask 17,000 people any question you have about how to use PlayerProps.ai and sports betting in general. That stuff costs you $0.00. You have to do it if you expect to win long term. You also have to shop for lines. You have to shop for the best odds. You have to make sure if you get something right that you're actually paid more than any other sports would have paid you for getting it right. But lo and behold, we're going to do the thing we always do at the end, which is, can we find a line that is better than the one we're looking at? So we're looking at this one, and no, it looks like all the sports books have it. So the line is the same across the board, but if you're going over, looks like FanDuel has the best payout, which is why it's highlighted in green. Green is the best payout for player props. But yeah, so ladies and gents, that's what we're going with today. Lock it in. Smash the thumbs up on this video. I know I post in the comments to like for good luck, but if you don't like the video for good luck, again, even though you cannot be a superstitious person, but if you don't care about good luck, like, I don't know what to tell you. There's just so many things you could be doing differently to put yourself in the best position, but you're still complaining that you're to yourself that, oh man, I lost money yesterday. This sucks. Yeah, it does suck not putting yourself in the best position. Sports bets aren't always going to win. The app isn't always going to be right. But when it is, did you do everything in your power to make the most amount of money and to put yourself in a position to win? I don't know. I just see some people here and there in social media, not in my Discord, because if you're in the Discord, you're definitely following the 20-80-20 rule, or you could be new and still learning it, but yeah, everybody in the Discord pretty much is working on that 20-80-20 rule, which if you want more information on that, definitely check out the Bankroll Management channel in Discord. But yeah, that's what we're rocking with today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck, and yeah, that's it.